Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a post-match reaction. Chelsea have beaten Manchester United, and who else than our prolific goal scorer Marc Cucurella? An absolutely amazing assist by Reece James, combining to win it in the 71st minute. It was difficult, it wasn't easy, it was a painful watch and wanted to rip my hair out again at moments, but it's 3 points, ladies and gentlemen, and it's crucial in our Champions League race. We were all pretty much giving up, I think, in that first half, watching the Villa result, watching our game. It was so difficult in so many ways. And of course, Man United decided to rock up in that first half. I mean, what a game, but what a feeling, guys. 3 massive, massive points. Marc Cucurella, I just couldn't be happier. Reece James with an absolutely amazing assist. Turns Garnacho like crazy. And yeah, scoops it up. And Marc Cucurella, you know, our tall, prolific striker with some crazy box presence on the end of it. I mean, how many headers has Marc Cucurella scored? I think this is his 5th Premier League goal, and it's just come at such a good time. So, yeah, I am so happy, guys. I don't really care now about the performance, though. I must say, it did make me go through it. As you can see, I'm not at Stamford Bridge tonight, guys. Sadly missing our last home game of the season, but that means that I'm here and I get to talk about the game with you guys. So as always, get involved in the chat. Let me know how you are feeling. It is hard to sum up your thoughts when you are as happy as I am, but we'll try and obviously go through the game. Once the emotions have settled down, we can maybe talk about the game a little bit more analytically and sort of talk about what happened, the setup, why we performed the way we did, how and what went wrong. But yeah, smash the like button, guys. Welcome to everyone who's just joined. Hope everyone is doing really well today. I can see a couple Chelsea fans, a few Man United fans, so yeah, I'm expecting this to be a good one. But yeah, I don't get to do many of these because I'm always at the games. But yeah, really happy to talk to you guys today. Hello to you, Niall. Arthur, how are you doing? We really did scrape that one, didn't we? Cucurella drinks a straight out. I don't know what else he drinks, but let me tell you, Marc Cucurella, take a bow. What a player. What a guy. I mean, talk about stepping up and delivering in high importance moments. That's just Cucurella for you. Passion, quality, yeah, effort. It's all there, and never doubt him. But yeah, do we think City would drop some points? I'm not too sure. We will talk about City. We'll talk about Villa later on. But let's talk about our game first. Champions League, here we come. Yeah, I mean, watching that first half, I thought, which of these players wants to play in the Champions League? Because it's not any of these ones. Well, maybe a couple, and we'll talk about performances and players individually. But yeah, I was looking at that first half and I just thought, how many of you guys actually want to be in the Champions League next year? Like, raise your hand, because right now it does not look like it. 30 years of being a Chelsea fan, seeing Zola come and go, Floyd, Drogba, Costa, 3 seasons in a bit, worried now. Hopefully someone comes in this transfer window. You're spot on, Arthur, and I think this game tells us the transfer window is so welcome. We need it ASAP. We need to get busy. Get your wallets out. We need to be spending. It was painful, you're right, but win is a win, and that is right now the most important thing. So yeah, that's all we're going to remember at the end of the day. Big up to you, Luca. Hope you're well. Yeah, definitely. Great header. Cucurella is our best striker. You know, just stick him up top. That's the game plan now. We don't need a striker. Forget about it. Just play Cucurella up there. But yeah, I mean, this is a goal that he has replicated in other games. Like, he's emulated his goal many times. Out of the 5 goals he scored in the league, I'm pretty sure 4 out of 5 are pretty similar, no? They are all headers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bar one, I think Marc Cucurella has just scored headers for us, and he's arguably one of the shortest players in the team. But there you go. He storms into the area, and he just, yeah, he can compete aerially with any defender. So I don't know what else I need to say there, but so much quality, so much desire, right place, right time. And there you go. There is not a wasted perfect ball. Imagine that ball after all of that effort from Reece James that didn't go in. But we've seen it, right? We've been there this season. We've seen it time and time again, players not getting on the ends of balls like that. So really, really, really happy to see that was put away. Yeah, Sam, hello to you. Hope you're good. Welcome to everyone. Sorry, I'm just going backwards now. Congrats on the win against us. Thank you. Yeah, do you know what? And in the first half, I can't lie to you guys. I was feeling pretty depleted, and I just thought, it's so typical that the biggest game and we don't turn up. And that's why people laughed at me when I said I was worried. Not worried going into the United game, but just thinking it'd be so like us to play a bad team at a good time. And not get a result. Like, that would be so typical. Of course, my camera has just disappeared. Sorry, guys. Let me fix this quickly. All right then. Webcam's been disconnected, but we're just gonna have to deal with this. Sorry, guys, about the quality. Yeah, I just thought, it'd be so typical that we would rock up and Manchester United would have a good go at us. And yeah, in the first half, that's what it looked like. Talk about getting grey hair, sweating bullets who were bad till last 10 minutes. Love voice from Florida. Yeah, big up yourself, Mark. Thanks for joining. Yeah, it did really make me worry. I think, from the very fact that Manchester United clearly set out in this one thinking, we're not playing for anything in the league. We've got a final in 5 days, but let's come out and play for a bit of pride. At least with Amorim setups, that is what it pretty much looked like, didn't it? And if you were looking at the two teams and you didn't know who was competing for Champions League football, you wouldn't have said it was us in that first half. But yes, make sure you smash the like button, guys. I'm waffling straight at you. Apologies for this terrible webcam right now I've got going on here, but it's just disconnected. But you know what? We're just gonna have to roll with it. You're gonna have to just listen to me. But yeah, no, really, really, really happy. Big up to you, Jordan. Thanks so much for joining. Very lucky that we can't score goals, or you would have not won tonight. Look, I think you guys had your chances, and you didn't take them. So did we. We could have put more away, and we'll talk about who missed some very good chances. I am talking about some certain wingers in this game. But overall, you finish a chance. We've been on the wrong end of these where we create chances and don't score them, guys. So very, very happy to just actually for once it go our way. And yeah, it was an absolutely massive result. Right then. So let's have a look and see what else you are saying. Yes, Mark, genius is exactly how I describe it. Just such a clutch player, Reece James, isn't he? Just rocking up with the perfect moment, the perfect setup. And yeah, just couldn't be happier for him. And then you see him edging on the crowd and he just brings you everything. He's not the most vocal, we know that, but he's got his own leadership qualities that are just, so much more welcome. And yeah, we couldn't be happier to have Reece. When he went down, guys, as well, you guys will all agree, I had a hold your breath moment because I thought there is no way he's injured. And, someone tweeted straight away, see you in 2027, Reece. And that's just our PTSD with the Reece James going down, isn't it, in games? I agree, though. Caicedo certainly was a beast. He had so much space in the first half as well, but he was being let down by everyone else being so shut out from the game, like particularly Neto and Madueke and Tyreek George, actually, who, again, just as we settle all our emotions, we will talk about everyone individually. But, that's just... how football works sometimes. That was pitiful, both first half and second half rubbish. Caicedo slow. Reece James until that assist, Madueke, he is overrated. Hands, you're straight in there with the criticism, and I don't blame you, mate. There is definitely some words to be had with some of these players, but right now the overarching emotion is that we won and we're happy and we are once again in the mix. We want our Champions League football. Whether we deserve it, whether we have the quality is a different question, guys. But right now, as fans, we are just more concerned with getting there. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Daniel, hello, good to see you in here, mate. Hope you're well. Caicedo is insane. Luke says, hi, Carlton. Thank God we won. We needed to win the last game up the Chelsea. We absolutely need to win that last game, Carlton. You're so right. And guess what? We're going to have to turn up with a little bit more quality than this, guys, because we got away with it tonight against 16th place Man United, which some United fans watching will be like, how dare you? Because we actually could have beaten you today. But, you know, Nottingham Forest, they have been really, really great. Maybe run out of a bit of steam, but that's not going to be an easy game. Season finale. I will be there, guys, for that one as well. So I'll bring you all the content from Forest that day because it's going to be absolutely massive. Cucurella is Marcus Alonso in disguise. Top guy, you're so right. Just storming in there when you don't expect him. So clutch for us. A win is a win. I'd rather perform poorly but win in the end. Yeah, you're not wrong. And ultimately, that's what matters. Champions League, here we come. Yeah, I absolutely hope so. We should have had a penalty from George, but unfortunately Onana touched the ball before he went down. I got put out of my chair and shouted, yeah, but I was disappointed. I actually think I pulled my shoulder because watching it in like real time, it did look like a penalty before watching the replay. And I actually genuinely pulled I think I pulled my shoulder or my arm or whatever you call it because I was just celebrating. That's what it's come to. I was trying to celebrate that being a penalty. It wasn't, and you know, whatever, but yeah, that's unfortunately what it came down to. We really needed a penalty in that moment to actually change our fortune in that game. I'm loving all this Cucurella love, guys, in the chat. It is so warranted. He's just like, it is just the cherry on the cake of such a good season for him, isn't it? Because he's been so fantastic. He has had such a good upward trajectory since arriving, being questioned, the 65 million tag being thrown in every conversation, including me, by the way. I also hold my hands up here because I was someone who questioned him, you know, a lot. And so here I am. We have to turn around and say this player has absolutely turned it around for himself. He's turned it around for you know, his teammates as well, in terms of today actually allowing us to go into Forest with a little bit of, again, a lifeline. I keep saying this, but we always seem to get a lifeline and it's all about capitalizing on it. But we often haven't, because we've gone through so many games now where, you know, it's just, yeah, we fumble it. So very lucky actually in the end today to get our win. It could have been 2, it could have been 3, and we'll talk about those chances as well shortly. But yeah, no, really great. Up the Chelsea, Kieran says we need a striker in the summer. Absolutely, mate. You are spot on. Disappointed with the performance. So am I, to be honest with you, but happier with the result. And at the end of the day, we just did always say this is what's important. Oh, Niall, thanks for reminding me, actually. I totally forgot about Reece James hitting the post. What a strike that was, by the way. I mean, the power, the flick on it, the what do you even call it? I don't even actually have the wealth of vocabulary to even describe that shot, but the way, yeah, I don't know. Some of those moments you just can't really describe, but what a goal that would have been, by the way. I think it did take a slight deflection, but yeah, it was really. And then there you go, reminding me of another heart in your mouth moment when Maguire's goal was offside. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it goes in and you just think to yourself, oh, so typical, isn't it? Like, so typical. Because this is one of the reasons why I went into this game with a slight apprehensive thoughts about, you know, we played when we went to Old Trafford. Man United weren't a good side then when we went there, but yet we made them look really good. They played well against us. They nullified our players. They nullified our attack, and we were just simply helpless. And thankfully, Caicedo's equaliser got us a point that day. And I just thought to myself, you know, it's so typical that we're once again coming here at Stamford Bridge in our last home game with all to fight for, something to actually play for in the league, with supposedly better form and better quality, better results, and then here we are, we concede first. So really lucky actually, and very happy to have that ruled off. But yeah, again, it was like we were also fumbling our chances. And, you know, I keep kind of hinting at a certain someone, but we will have to talk about these players, guys, because sometimes in games like that, Kukurea doesn't get on the end of that. Well, what are your wingers doing? Where are the wingers? What are the wingers doing? And we will talk about them. So yeah, Reece James could have had a goal as well himself, but yeah, there you go, RC. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Kukurea is a bigger goal threat in the final third than they are. And okay, since you bring it up then, let's talk about them, because Pedro Neto and Noni Madueke, for me, were both so far out and shut out from this game. And even when they were involved, were they really? Like, I couldn't actually help but notice that we kept Neto kept crossing the ball just sort of a yard out before the goal. Who is it going to? Obviously, it's just going to be collected or it's going to get cleared out. Like, where was the actual threat? And actually, it was just very, very poor. Noni Madueke as well, if Kukurea hadn't scored this chance and say Man United had scored one of their opportunities, trust me, we would have been having a much more serious conversation about Madueke today, because that opportunity that he had, firstly in the first half where I think it was Cole Palmer, he had an in-swinging cross from the right flank into Madueke. Okay, fine. It wasn't on target at all. And then there was equally in the second half, another one like that. When Noni Madueke, he just could have put it away and he didn't. So, yeah, you actually raise a really good question here. Why is it that Kukurea has to be a bigger goal threat in this game? And have better aerial presence as well. Like, he's better in the air than Nicholas Jackson is. Like, that tells you everything you need to know. I'm better than Madueke. I'm better than Neto aerially. So, actually, in my opinion, Caicedo and Kukurea are probably our biggest aerial threats, and they're the shortest guys in the team. So I don't know, is that a good thing or is it a bad thing? It's probably a combination of both, but it's definitely showing up some of the other players. So we're going to have to address that in the summer transfer window, because that is not how you should equip yourself going into the Champions League, shall we just say. Carlton, we needed this win. Absolutely. It's coming down to the last game. And we're so lucky that it is in our hands, guys. After all of these rocky rides, all of these ups and downs and highs and lows this season, we're so lucky that it is in our hands, these last two games, and that we play Nottingham Forest. Like, if anyone had told you what the scenario would be last summer, would you have believed them? I actually genuinely wouldn't have, in terms of we go to play Nottingham Forest and that is our probably decider there. Anyways, though, what else are people saying here? Caicedo is levels above every Premier League midfielder this season. Hanina could care less about the performance, just 3 points. I'm with you on that last point there, and actually the first as well, Peter. Thank you very much for joining. Hans, thank you very much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate the donation. And yes, guys, please do hit that like button. If you've just joined, then please do so. If you're a Chelsea fan and you want Chelsea to qualify for the Champions League, smash that like button right now, guys. Helps the channel out massively. Thank you so, so much to everyone who's watching. And again, apologies for my quality on this stream today. Just my webcam has disconnected and had a bit of a mare, but the show must go on, guys. Do you know what I mean? The show must go on, and I must continue waffling at you. So this is just the situation. But yes, very, very big thank you to you, Hans, for supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate your donation. RC says, if West Ham beat Forest, they're done for Champions League and will make last game easier for us. Yeah, absolutely. And I guess this is like a positive and a negative, because I still have such a problem with the fact that, you know, we are so heavily invested in other games and results because we just have to be. Like, you know, obviously it is in our hands, but at the same time, we shouldn't never have been in a situation where there's this much pressure on the remaining fixtures of the season, because we put ourselves in this position. So yeah, you're right. We are absolutely going to have to hope for that. We have been looking at other results. Obviously, I had one eye on the Villa game, but that was just inevitable, weren't they? Especially after the first, they just looked like they were going to score a second. And that's Villa, you know? So yeah, you are right on that one. But Chelsea have been given so many lifelines, guys, and we just seem to fumble it when we have an opportunity to capitalize on other teams around us dropping points. And now we are finding ourselves in this situation. So we have an opportunity. Please don't mess it up, guys. Not you guys, because we're not all in the pitch, are we? But you know what I mean. But yeah, no, absolutely agree, Daniel. We really, really need the Champions League anthem back at Stamford Bridge next season. The Conference League was not very bad, but get us out of there, please. Let's win it and go, right? Cuckoo is a mad dog. You absolutely are right. Oh yes, he did almost join United, didn't he? What a turnaround. Glad he stayed. And again, apologies, Cucurella. I wasn't familiar with your game, mate. When you came in, I did not know that you actually were worth trusting and being patient with. So, when they told you to be patient, at least with Cucurella, it actually turned out to be true. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, not enough superlatives to describe Cucurella. And, he's not just been good defensively. He's been good, when he's been inverted into midfield. He's been great in the attacking spaces. He's been such a pacey player. I almost called him a winger there because at times he does act like one. So, yeah, Cucurella, take a bow, mate. You are, over the course of the season, yeah, absolutely spectacular. So long may it continue. And he's actually got, if you want to say experience, well, yeah, he certainly has got it now. But so clutch, absolutely fantastic. All of our attackers should be watching that goal in training. I don't know where, just every day on replay. That's how it should be done. That is how you put a good assist away. And all of the chances that have been created this season, guys, I'm sorry, we can talk about Maresca, we can talk about lots of different factors and context and this and that, but the truth of the matter is, Reece James's chance and his setup of that goal, Cole Palmer has had loads of those in games where attackers just haven't been on the ends of it. And, you look at the big chances missed, Jackson having about 19, Palmer himself, but Madueke, Neto, all of these chances that have been missed, well, it's very simple. Yeah, here we are. We can't actually replicate these goals, but yeah, Cucurella clearly can. Ryan, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate your donation. Big up yourself. That game today made my eyes bleed. These useless Manchester United are just so pathetic. The fact that both these teams are probably playing the Champions League makes me sick. Ryan, you've just won the league, mate. Have a party, be a bit happy. Why are you so bothered about Manchester United or even us? Just enjoy your Premier League party. Yes. I don't need to remind me that you won the league. I think you need to remind yourself that you won the league, mate. So just enjoy, have a happy evening. Don't worry about us, little Chelsea. We've got our own issues and things to focus on. But yeah, appreciate the super chat anyway, mate. Hope you're well. Yeah, actually, good point here, Michael. Tosin did have a good performance today. He's often one that I don't really talk about, to be honest. Maybe it is just a thing. Tosin, I know this is a bit rude, but I feel a bit indifferent towards him. But he did put a good show on today. I think defensively, he was good. So well done, I guess. But we will still need to make reinforcements in defence. I'm not still completely comfortable with our defense. And even though I think there was something I read the other day that we have had the third best defensive record in the league or something like that. Oh God, how bad are all of the other teams? No, I'm joking. I'm not joking. We do need to strengthen the defensive department. But yeah, no, absolutely great. Obviously very, very different from our Stamford Bridge win against them last year. But even then, guys, like that game is similar to this one in many ways, where the performance wasn't good because we were 2-0 up and then we were trailing 3-2 in extra time. So that is a problem, and clearly something that we should be working on, like our game management, on our control in games where we should be absolutely comfortably up and winning. That is a big flaw over the course of the whole season, and we saw it again today. Big up yourself, Liam. Thanks for joining. Richie, good to see you in here, mate. Thanks very much for the super chat. Kai Saido, best midfield in the league. He made me think of Kante. Yeah, I know it's not ridiculous anymore to throw those two names in the same mix. I mean, N'Golo Kante, one of the best players ever. I mean, what a guy. But Caicedo, he is becoming such a fan favorite, and not even like other rivals, they can't also not admit that Caicedo has been absolutely fantastic for us. Yeah, no, very, very great. So Got a fly in my room. Go away. I've just had the window open, and this is what you get. So you get flies in your room when you leave your window open. Up the Chelsea. But guys, there's just about 100 of you in here. So thank you so much, everyone who just joined. Welcome along to the waffle party after the Chelsea-Manchester United game. Please leave a like if you haven't done so already. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As you can see, I'm quite behind, but I'm trying to get through everyone's thoughts because I want to see what you guys all have to say. But yeah, no, really, really great. Maresca saying we were good off the ball is not really true. We need a lot of work on that. I absolutely agree with you, to be honest. I thought our shape off the ball was kind of off today. And what were we really doing off the ball? Even on the ball, it did look difficult, didn't it? I thought it took so much time to actually get into a rhythm of stringing passes, and we just looked so lost. And even both teams in the first half, even though United were looking better than us at times, so many balls were just literally being intercepted or taking a deflection. So many passes, there were so many balls that were kicked out of play, and it was a mess all over. And yeah, it just looked very, very confusing. So I agree with you. Yeah, Jordan, good point, actually. Todd Bowley was at the stadium today, and I think, when we were performing badly, the camera sort of panned to him, and he was just looking a bit lost. But yes, you've got work to do, mate, haven't you? That's very sweet of me. Thank you. Still wonderful without the camera. Yeah, we're just a little bit dark, isn't it? But is what it is. Hello to you, Elliot. Thank you so much to you for joining. Yes, I am live. Like I said, this is a positive of not being at Stamford Bridge today. Can't say I didn't miss it, but here I am. I'm with you guys, so that's not so bad either. Big up to you, Nick. Good to see you as well in here. Thank you so much for joining. Hit the like button, guys. Yes. What is Cole Palmer's best position? Centre, attacking midfield, or right wing? For me personally, I'd still say Cam, because I think that there's no other player I trust in that position more than him. So it's not that he's not good on the right, because obviously that's where he performed to the level he did last season. But I just think, he can control things so much more and almost kind of narrate things from that position. And I just don't trust any other player on the ball as much as I trust him. Therefore, I'd say Cam. Top four is absolutely still on. Really, really, really great. Hello to you, Kaysen. Philip, we definitely need Victor Osimhen next season. We would have to put away lots of those chances. Yeah, mate, I'm with you on that. I think, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, guys. We absolutely, and I know you're all with me, so I don't know who, I'm not talking to you guys as such. I'm talking to our sporting directors. We need a striker, and we need someone who comes in and isn't a 1-2 year project striker or a potential with 10 goals in his first senior year in his career. We need someone that comes in and instantly elevates us. And yes, of course, our track record and history will tell you that even with the very best, with the 100 million pound signings, there isn't a guarantee. However, I think we just need to take a different avenue here this summer and actually go for somebody like Victor Osimhen, even though in my books, that's kind of a fairy tale signing because I don't think we'll get him over the line. But still, someone in his category who can come in and score us goals. And we won't have to rely on Marco Correa to score those chances because we will have someone competent like Osimhen. So yeah, spot on there, Philip, and I'm sure everyone in the chat agrees with you, mate, that we are absolutely desperate for a striker. And actually, that leads me on to a point. Let's kind of take a bit of a deep dive into the game, particularly in the attacking department, because, I do feel a bit sorry for Tyreek George. I thought he was so out of his depth, bless him, today. And whose fault is that? It's not Tyreek George's, because the boy's 19. He deserves to be, when he is getting his, senior time in the first team at Chelsea, he deserves to be playing without the pressure of actually securing Champions League football for a team who's been dilly-dallying and fluctuating from 5th to 6th to 2nd at times to 7th. You get the picture. So I just think it's so much pressure that we've ended up in this situation. And a lot of people will say, oh, yeah, but Nicholas Jackson, he's the one who's at fault for this. Well, let me tell you guys, it's not really even him, is it? It is his fault he got sent off, yes, but that in isolation But the bigger picture around him is that he was never supposed to be even him, the first and sole striker at Chelsea. So to be in a situation where Tyreek George is our option is, yeah, it's pretty sad. And you could see he could barely even actually get on the ball, bless him. He could barely even have a sniff. So, you know, and that's not his fault. He just never really should be in a situation where in such a high pressure game, he is being looked at as the sole number 9. So yeah, I did feel a bit sorry for him, but it meant that we did kind of have a man out the game. And actually the wingers as well, so 3 man out the game if you want to bring Neto and Madueke at times into that conversation too. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just a little bit like, that's on recruitment and that's on the sporting directors for setting us up into this situation anyway. And should we even talk about the bench today, guys, or should we just pretend that the bench wasn't what it was? Because I mean, somebody said, why isn't Maresca making changes? And I just thought to myself, I don't actually really want him to make changes, because even if they're struggling on the pitch, I don't see which player comes on apart from Lavia and actually adds something to the game, especially a goal, because I mean, what forwards were on that bench today? So yeah, no, that was a bit strange, to be honest. If only I could trust Spurs. Unfortunately, trusting Spurs in a final is like trusting Hassam to have a good football take. I'm thinking of getting the pictures of Caicedo, Lavia applauding my champions frames. Yeah, do it, mate. You do what you want. You get them it framed, put them up on your wall, do as you wish. But yeah, to be fair, it didn't even seem like Man United were really thinking about the Europa League final. And do you know what? If I was a Man United fan, I'd actually say fair play, because we have 5 days till that final. We're playing Chelsea, regardless what our form is and how many games we've lost in the league. Like, we're going to Stamford Bridge. Like, we want to at least play a game there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, actually, Man United fans are probably happier with Amorim, and he still did obviously make subs and take off the players that will obviously start that final. But do you know what I mean? Like, in any other year, United would be expected to still start a good team in this game, even if they've got that final, which is their season-defining moment. But yeah, anyways, thanks for the super chat, Ryan. Appreciate it as always. Sanchez, I've really got not much to say about Sanchez. I mean, at one point, actually, there was this one moment where, you know, we 0-0 and we need a goal, and again, he's taking his time. And I get that when your players are all behind the ball and they're not actually running forward, they're not giving you options. But yeah, the intensity at times just wasn't quite there for me. Right, let me actually get further down into the comments now, see what everybody else is saying. We are the Chelsea, London is blue. You're so right. I dropped dead, I'll still support you. Yes, mate, love the passion. Absolutely spot on here. I think we all echo that. So yes, thank you very much for sharing. Hello to you. Hope you are well. Elliot, yes, for the Europa League final, I haven't thought about it, actually. Maybe I do want to do a watch along at some point. It's just so out of my comfort zone. I don't know, but maybe I could try it. Maybe I could try it. And I am still 50-50 about the Conference League final, whether I'm going or not. So if not that, I will then definitely maybe look into doing a watch along for the Conference League final if you guys want to join me for that. And I promise I won't talk as much in the watch along, because I can go on a little bit. But yeah, let me know if that's something that you guys would like to see. I could definitely be open to doing this. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so what else is everybody saying? Yeah, I agree. Just glad we did get the win after we bottled Newcastle. I mean, in my eyes, Newcastle was never really a game that I looked at as you must win. There's no way you can lose to Newcastle, because I mean, you're going to St. James's Park. They're on a high from their cup final. Like, I just always knew that game was going to be difficult. However, what I didn't know is that we wouldn't even have been given a chance because of Jackson. But yeah, I mean, it is such a shame, isn't it? It is such a shame, because it does put us in this position again, like I said today, where you have no choice but to start Tyreek George. There is really no other option that you do have. Maybe if Lavia had started this game, we would have potentially seen Neto through the middle, maybe Tyreek George being brought on as a substitute later on in the game. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just, why are we in that situation in the first place? Oh yeah, because we didn't plan well for the season. That's why. Yes, your careers would be brilliant too. For me, I actually have said that in terms of, he's not really realistic, is he? Because I mean, that's going to be a difficult signing to make, but he is actually my number one choice. If I could actually pick, I would go for your careers. But hey, I don't know. We will see. La 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 la. Yep. See, obviously, a lot of other people like George Yorkerez. He is so great. And again, like, I don't know, I can't help but think he doesn't have that risk factor like all the other players that we are looking at that are in the younger age kind of profile that have scored like 5 goals and 6 assists for their club, and apparently, we're looking at them like that is not where we want to be going. So yeah, I'm with you here, George. This is definitely these are the caliber of players that we should be going for, and especially now with securing Champions League, that is why it's so important, because otherwise you can only dream of Osimhen's and Yorkeres coming. Like, they don't want to really play in the Europa League if they've got 6 other teams who are in the Champions League calling for them. Do you know what I mean? So yes, we will see. Yes, vegan vibes with Natalie. Thank you so much. Slap the likes, guys. Run the likes up. Yes, big up to everyone. Thank you so much for getting me to 125 likes, guys. Really, really massively appreciate you guys are absolutely smashing this. What a better way to spend our Friday evening than talking about Chelsea, guys. I mean, yeah, pretty happy with that. Yes, this is an interesting one, guys. I think that we can win the Conference League, although it is the most evenly contested match we're going to have up until this point. Like, let's be real. It's mental that we've come to a point in the tournament where we're at the final, and this is probably the first time we're playing a team that has been as good as we have in the Conference League. Because let's be real, we've had some pretty tough games in there as well. Obviously, the quality is still on paper. There is a big disparity, but Betis have actually been very good. I've watched a few of their games this season, and they are a well-coached team. They've got some good players, a good blend of experience and youth, and they're going to be well up for it. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be difficult, but I still think we can get it over the line. I mean, surely. La 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 la. What else are people playing? Walsh wasn't even on the bench today, was he? Or am I wrong for thinking that? Reggie, I don't think he was. And again, like, if we're resulting to bringing on Walsh as well, again, that just points upstairs to the big flaws that were made. You're absolutely spot on with this. Securing UCL football does encourage us to push for elite players. That would go a long way in our campaign next season. Otherwise, guys, yeah, like, you're spot on with this. We, as much as we hate to say it, we don't become as attractive as opposed to other clubs who are going to be sweeping in. And you look at how bizarre it is that, there could actually be 6 teams in the Champions League next year. And whatever, there's going to be a lot of attraction. There's going to be a lot of competition. Teams are going to have bigger budgets. They're going to be going and outbidding each other for top players. So I just think, we're really, really, really going to have to secure our Champions League in order to, one, obviously, because we just need to get there, can't have another season out, but also to actually attract the players. Because I would love to say that players just want to come to Chelsea because, we're a massive club, a lot of history, we're in London, this and that and that. But if we're in the Europa League, this is a little bit trickier. Do you know what I mean? Thanks, Connor. Really appreciate that. What else are people saying? We've got a happy Villa fan here as well, celebrating. Fair play. I'd never really doubted that Villa would get a result today, to be honest. I mean, you know. But yeah, obviously you guys are absolutely happy with that appointment. We really need a new goalkeeper, Nick says. Oh, I'm with you on that. Huge love from India. Thank you so much. Huge love to India as well, guys. Thank you so much. It's actually, I always say, so crazy that I get so many different people from around the world watching, but appreciate every single one of you. Really thank you. If you guys, and wherever you're tuning in from, let me know. See how many different countries. What else are people saying? The game was boring though. I don't know. I was too busy being too invested emotionally, and I didn't find it boring. I found it actually quite frustrating at times. And then obviously very happy with Kukureya's goal. But yeah. AB says, not sure if it's a hot take or not, but I felt today Enzo was poor. Maybe it's harsh, but Caicedo carried the midfield today. I do think Enzo struggles finding his feet in the game a little bit. Yeah, you do have a point there. I think, you know, he grew into the game, but so did the other players when we got our goal eventually. So, you know, yeah, it's probably not bizarre to say, but he's been so fantastic to us. I feel like he's played so many minutes as well, run into the ground absolutely. And I'd love to say he's looking forward to a long break. He's not going to get one, is he? He's really not going to get one. So, yeah, that's just going to be a bit of a, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that thought. Thank you so much, Peter. That's so lovely of you to say. I'll let everyone answer this one in the comments. What do we think of Tottenham? Michael, thank you so much for the super chat. I also love your profile picture. Tuchel was at the game, guys, wasn't he? He was watching. I mean, I always feel a bit embarrassed when he's watching us play really badly, and then I always, you know, go back to the great memories with him. But yeah, Tuchel was there today watching from the stands. I wonder what he was thinking. I wonder if he misses us. Does he miss us? I think he does. I hope he does. But yes, thank you so much for the super chat though, Michael. Really appreciated. And of course, your support on the channel is so amazing. So thank you very much. So yeah, United Spurs in their current form, making it to the Europa League final, just reminds me of how pissed I was when we missed out on the Europa League. We could have definitely made it to the final instead. Yeah, you're probably right. We could have. It is crazy, actually. Unfortunately, it just is how it is. Can both teams lose? No. So unfortunately, one of those is going to be a Europa League winner, which is crazy. But yeah, football works in interesting ways. Kieran, do you trust the sporting directors to bring in the right players? I don't, is the short answer to that. Need I expand much? Would I rather Sesko or Jonathan David, Nina? Neither, to be honest with you. Okay, maybe that's harsh. Probably would take them over nobody at all. But I just think, again, they don't fall into the category of someone who is absolutely living it up, scoring goals. Sesko's obviously hit some great numbers, but I still do think he is, you know, bring him to the Premier League. I worry. Does he replicate those numbers? Does he fit in as well as he does? Jonathan David is an interesting prospect. But I don't know. For me, I think we just need to be aiming a little bit higher. And I know that the board is thinking completely different from that. Charlotte, hello. Thank you so much for joining. Delap isn't good enough for Chelsea. He's good for my club, West Ham, but he isn't Chelsea level. I agree. And no, that's again, I'm being quite picky with the strikers, but I just think that what you say there, Charlotte, is quite true. I think this is the thing. It's like, because he's had some good numbers, he's hit some good numbers at Ipswich, you know, it's not that difficult to shine in a squad that's underperforming collectively as a whole. But okay, I don't have a problem with Delap coming in as such, but again, I need someone else to come in with him, if that makes sense. Like, I don't look at Delap and think you are the sole solution to our problems, and you take us to a whole new level. That is just my personal criteria. I want to look at the striker that we've brought in and think you take us to new heights instantly. You have impact, and doesn't quite do that. Also, Chelsea have more money than most teams in the world. You could probably get him for around 80 million. Who do you mean? Big up Leodano. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I take most of the Chelsea players over us. That's really funny. Yeah, no, interesting. Chelsea will win the Conference League. West Ham won it that season. We ended up finishing 14th. Yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm not worried as such. I'm actually maybe quite excited to see a good game of football because I think that's what it will be between these two teams. But you know, a final, it's always strange because it is a final. At the end of the day, anything can happen, and you know, it could be. I'm just imagining a scenario where we lose the Conference League final right now, guys, and I'm just going to steer away from that thought. So let's cross that bridge when we get to it, because let me tell you, bigger motivation is actually getting in the Champions League so that we exit that competition after winning it as quickly as possible. Oh dear. Yeah. Michael says we need to get rid of some deadwood at the club, cut the wage bill, and then buy players that want a higher end wage. Yeah, I mean, eventually we are going to have to, you know, change the wage structure or break it for someone who deserves it. And that's it. If you're competing in the Champions League, you're going to have to acquire players who, again, they instantly make an impact. Yeah, so I don't know. For me, we definitely need to be aiming high this summer. Respectfully, no more 19-year-olds who are the next big thing and, you know, have an absolutely fantastic CV of 1 year of senior football in South America or wherever else. Yes, those kids have a lot of talent. Perfect. But right now, we're already in the process of trying to develop these young talents, and we can't possibly continue doing that with just adding more into the mix, hoping that eventually there'll be some sort of balance. No, it's not going to work that way, will it? Championska Liga do godzina, mnogo pozdrowi, up the Chelsea, and hello to Bulgaria. Thank you so much for joining. Nice to see a Bulgarian Chelsea fan in here. I sub to you on YouTube. I sub to you, I do YouTube. Thank you very much, Jordan, and you do YouTube. I will check out your channel as well. Thank you very much for all your support. With Better Win It, Maresca has no excuse for not winning it, literally none. Absolutely spot on. Nina, I don't know about you, but I can't imagine us not in the Champions League. Neither can I, Nick. Honestly, I don't want to think about it. Sel Sanchez now, up the Chelsea, love you and this club. Thank you so much. I wish I knew your name, but by the name of your tag, Sel Sanchez, now we're on the same page at least, so that's enough to bond over. But thank you so much. Up the Chelsea, of course. It's good to see everyone in high spirits tonight. At least, you know, it's always nice to beat Manchester United. Yeah, they haven't won at the Bridge in a few years, so we still kept it that way. But yes, really appreciate your generous donation. Thank you so much. We are too big of a club to be playing in those Europa Leagues and Conference Leagues. Yeah, absolutely. So let's go. What areas do you think need strengthening? Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to have some water. What areas do I think need strengthening? Definitely striker. That's our first and foremost. And obviously, yes, we have wingers coming in, but, you know, there's probably a couple that will go. Maybe, I don't know, is it too much to bring in a goal-scoring winger? Because, again, we haven't really brought in goal-scoring wingers. We've brought in playmaking wingers. But that really depends on who we get as a striker. What else? Of course, I think defense, massive thing. You know, I think we do need to bring in a really good centre back, an experienced centre back. I personally would go out and buy a goalkeeper as well, but I don't think that's an area that we're going to go for. Maybe another fullback, but again, that is probably not going to be the area that that we look at first. But 100% a striker is on the top of that list. But I also really think that we need a really good centre back. That's probably my second. But yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm genuinely just prepared for disappointment, and then anything better than that is a bonus, I guess. Yeah, sorry if that's a really negative, pessimistic way to look at things, but yeah, yeah, anyways, like Michael says, another centre back. Petrovic would be good. Oh, I actually forgot about Petrovic. Yes, Petrovic returning, another winger and a striker. Yes, absolutely. Bring us Petrovic back. Yeah, no, I think, it's honestly do or die in terms of how you're going to shop in the transfer window in summer, because it's all fun getting to the Champions League, but to be competing there based off what we have seen in today's game, based off what we have seen pretty much all season in games where we've underperformed, that is a big enough indication to let you know that we absolutely have to strengthen and equip ourselves better if we want to give ourselves the chance of actually coming toe to toe with some of these elite teams in Europe and performing against them, or even having a chance. So yeah, that's obviously going to be a massive indication of how serious we are actually about approaching the Champions League, because I mean, a lot of people have watched our games recently and said, like, Chelsea doesn't even look like a team worthy of competing in the Champions League. So it's all fun being there, guys. It's all fun being at the games and hearing the Champions League anthem and, tagging the UCL Knights are back at the bridge, but it's different gravy actually playing in those games, isn't it? So we're really, really gonna have to step up massively in this one. Yeah, that's a good point. I think we should have won by more. Again, Madueke just wasn't on target today. What was up with Madueke, guys? I mean, fluffed some really good chances. Gusto could have made it 2-0 there at the very, very end. Cole Palmer fed through pretty perfect ball, but yeah, he kind of ran and then just trotted on his own feet or something. But yeah, that would have been a really nice moment. Gusto has had a poor season based off last season, can I just add, because I think, he's still a young player, has been mismanaged at times by Maresca, but based off his performance last year, yeah, I think that's the case. Juno, Chelsea winning on Friday feels great. Let's get Champions League and represent London right away. One more game. Come on, you Blues. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the super chat and your kind donation. Much, much appreciated. Winning feeling on a Friday is nice. Yeah, absolutely. I don't actually mind football matches on a Friday, to be honest. I guess people are quite excited for the weekend as well, so it just kind of gets you roaring. Even though I must say Stamford Bridge could have done a little bit more in terms of atmosphere, but we were too occupied. They were too occupied booing Mason Mount. But that's just something we'll improve. But I think, after we scored the goal, everyone did great in encouraging the team to continue on, and it definitely livened up. But yeah, absolutely. Let's get to the Champions League and show them how it's done. Joking. But at least we have some trophies to show for it there, right? But yes, really, really appreciate your super chat. And who have you got there? Aspie and Thiago Silva and Tuchel. If that doesn't make you miss the old Chelsea, I don't know what does. But yeah, that's do you know what? Just bring both of them back into our defense and we'll just be okay. I genuinely think we'll be absolutely fine. Bring back Thiago Silva and Dave. They'll do a job for us. But yeah, no, I mean, that's it for you, isn't it? Hello, Marcus. Good to see you in here. Massive win. It wasn't a great game on the eye. Man United looked poor. As much as I'm not a Maresca fan, the results and position in the table says he's doing the job needed. Yeah, and that's the thing, guys, because we can absolutely say, we can absolutely say that he has done his job, but him getting Champions League football is just him securing the expectation from before the season. And yeah, definitely some will say, and rightfully so, that it was a lot harder than it needed to be, but that would just be the job done, right? And then we need to elevate ourselves a whole lot more in the summer and just show how serious we are. So yeah, exactly, showman. We got the job done, and that's what matters. Great goal in the build up was Welsh class. That's just a nice goal, isn't it? Really, really fantastic. And again, if I'm Maresca, I'm going to be playing that goal to our whole front line for the remaining games until Nottingham Forest. The remaining days until Nottingham Forest, because truly that's just what we need. Absolutely amazing. The striker we need is a proper old school number 9, just a goal machine, none of this false 9, versatile, dropping deep, etc. As a Chelsea fan watching Prime, Drogba and Costa, give me goals, please. Yes, exactly what you said. Preach. No further comments. Hello, Nippon. Good to see you in here, mate. Hope you are good. Big up to yourself. Just read Kanate is showing same behaviour as Trent as he's in his last year of his contract. Chelsea should target him this summer and test the waters with Liverpool. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, well, that's an experienced centre-back right there. Someone who's had some pretty impressive moments. He has been quite injured though this season, hasn't he? Am I right for thinking that Canate has had a few injuries this season, where he has been out, but we just need to go and buy a experienced centre back. And I will not have the argument that Tosin is an experienced centre back, because he's not, right? We could all agree. But yeah, that's not a bad shout at all. Because in terms of like experienced good centre backs out there at the moment, we're not spoiled for choice, but they definitely are those players, and it's up to them to go work it out and bring them in, right? Yeah, right. Absolutely, Marco Correa, the absolute go. And you just love it for him. Like, you never have to question his love for Chelsea. He's just super, super great. Super lovely in the dressing room. You can just tell because players adore him. And he is exactly the same, and he gives it his all every single game. Yeah, so that's just it really. But yeah, guys, coming up towards the hour, let's just have a scroll and see what else people are saying. Maybe let's look ahead then, guys, taking into account today's game and how difficult and untidy it was at times. Wasn't straightforward, but a fantastic moment of brilliance from Reece James, crafts an absolutely amazing chance that Cucurella gets on the end of and puts the game to bed. 1-0, and we keep a clean sheet. 3 points, and we're back inside the top 5 after dropping out because of Villa's result. So obviously, again, one eye on that one, but it is basically going to be decided at the death, it seems like. So taking today into consideration and taking our whole season really into consideration, how confident or unconfident are you heading into our last game against Nottingham Forest that we can get over the line? And by that, I mean secure Champions League football. So that's my question to you guys there as we kind of round this live out tonight. Because, hey, we are literally just a week away from the season ending, which is bizarre. So, yeah, I mean, literally 9 days, guys, and the season is done. We will know if Chelsea fulfilled the objective, if we did or we didn't. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be absolutely huge. A season finale. I don't doubt Nottingham Forest will make it tough and will make it hostile. They will turn up, but so will we. And we know that away atmospheres for us have generally been pretty good, and we are quite good at creating a good atmosphere. So let me know, are you feeling confident? Can we do it? Will Chelsea get Champions League football? And of course, rival fans, you are welcome to share your thoughts as well. Obviously you will be, or probably will be, excited to see Chelsea bottle it, but I think we can do it. You know, by hook or by crook, it won't be easy. But I genuinely think that we can do it. So let me know, guys. Chelsea will get Champions League football, yes or no? is my final question to you guys. But for everybody that joined tonight and for everyone that stayed until the very end, you guys are all legends. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you for all the super chats, for all the likes, for all your comments, just getting involved and making this a great stream. If you haven't liked the video yet, then please do so on your way out. But yeah, hope so we can do it. Hope is a big word, and I agree. Hope is kind of what we're banking on. But yeah, I hope the players just recognize what and how massive this now is. Rock up, just being it mentally, and to recognize just how important it is for the club to get back into the Champions League. Judge Mo, congrats, Nina. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you, and thanks for joining. Hope you're well. Yes, guys, again, huge thank you to every single one of you. It's been unreal. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more content like this. And yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you very soon. Thank you so much.